Namaste, everyone. I'm Jenny, and thanks for tuning in. Just a reminder to subscribe to my channel in order to get these contents of videos and so on, and to catch me with a live free clairvoyant psychic reading. I go monthly here on YouTube and offer free clairvoyant readings. So you will get notifications if you're subscribed to my channel. And follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins, and I will definitely follow you right back. So now let's talk about this week's Cosmic Vibes. Like, this eclipse season is shaking things up. It has shook things up. How many of you are utilizing this energy to the fullest? Now, we also have this new moon coming in Libra with the solar eclipse on the 2nd and 3rd of October. Like, this has been a huge, powerful time. How many of you have seen sudden endings? Sudden this, sudden that. How many of you have seen that? You know, as I've been talking about for quite some time, for past few years, and even so, you know, on my channel, how much things are changing. There's more changes now than there has been in over 10,000 years on our planet. So you are being shown a lot of truth, you know, more exposure coming out, shocking truths, you know, which aren't shocking. I've given my predictions for this year. A lot of it has happened and is currently happening as well. So you're being shown reality, everyone, you know, and it's really, really, there's no words for it with what these so-called leaders have done to our planet. You know, it's just mind-boggling. It really is. And how much mental health has deteriorated because of these so-called leaders, what they have done to us. Everyone is affected, every one of us. You know, and during these powerful eclipses and new moons and full moons and Mercury retrogrades and just different alignments with the planets and our Earth's vibrations and the karmic and karma situations. This week is also very karmic. It brings in fated relationships, destiny. And it's really crucial for those of you who have specially seen what has no longer been working for you. And whenever we start to see certain signs of, oh my gosh, this isn't working for me anymore, we can kind of go into that fear zone, which is so easy to do. You know, as I always say, the only thing that's constant in our world is change. So as we are seeing these pre-signs of, if it's a relationship, if it's a job, if it's a career, if it's where we're living, like it doesn't matter what it is. Pay attention to everything what your soul has been bringing up, because some of you have already seen and will continue to see during this eclipse season how things are getting removed from your life. Sudden endings, just like that. Sudden deaths, that's just going to continue on as what has happened in the world without going into details about it. We already know. So pay attention. And maybe it's time you sat down with your person or your boss or business partner, or, you know, relationships are relationships in general, for friendships, business partners, your spouse, you know, like whoever it is. And it's like, you know what, I just have some concerns with this. You know, if it's my job, if it's my relationship with you, like whatever it is, have that heart-to-heart talk with that person. See where they're at and look at the honesty from within where you're at with things. Be really honest. You know, because all of a sudden you could be like, oh my gosh, my person just ended things with me just like that. Like, I just got served with divorce papers. I just got served with, my job's ending. I just like all of those things. This is where you're going to see, and you have been seeing, your soul wants you to align with your highest calling and purpose. What do you want to do? Where's your calling at? I don't know, Jeni. Start writing down what you're truly passionate about. Like I could give you so many examples, like, as just one example, there's many examples. However, I have new opportunities being presented to me all the time, and I'm always grateful. However, you have to sit back and say, am I in alignment with that? Or does that resonate with me? Or, does this feel right with me? Or maybe it doesn't, or maybe it's not the right time, or whatever. Really listen to that. I've said no to a few things myself, and thank you for reaching out. I'm very grateful always. So new opportunities are coming in again, and they will continue to come in with this eclipse. As I mentioned, it's removing things and situations that are just not in alignment with you anymore. And that can be like sad. Jen, I used to be really good friends with this, or my partner and I, we used to have a really good relationship, and I've seen that change. Like so many things. Pay attention. Even people that, let's say, have ended relationships, that have been healing, that have been doing the work from within to reflect past over their past partnership or relationships, maybe now they're starting to be more open to start something new. So maybe all of a sudden that person you had your eye on, or maybe somebody you had your eye on, and people from your past are still coming back, they could reach out and say, hey, let's get together. There's a lot of faded karmic situations happening for the good and for the bad. Karmic situations can be for the good. We move into the dharma energy and the flow of life. And there can be karmic situations where it's like all of a sudden you find out your person's been cheating on you. Look at the news, like with Sean Diddy. More truth gets exposed. People can't run from situations. It comes out. The truth comes out eventually during karmic cycles and karmic times. Can't run from that. You cannot. What you do to others, how you treat others, comes right back to you. That's karma. This is why it's really important. If you want other people to treat you with respect and be honest with you, you have to start doing the same thing back. You have seen, and you will especially see even more with this solar eclipse and the eclipse season. You're getting more aligned with your soul family, your soul connections, people who you really connect with in a deeper way. And it doesn't matter if it's one person or 100 million. It's irrelevant. I mean, I'm so truly grateful for, my soul tribe family. Not my family. They, basically abandoned me when I was a child, long story, and those situations bring you to who you are today, who you're meant to be. Who do you want to be? It's our life experiences and the journey of life with your self-discovery that brings you into your core of who you're truly meant to be. As long as you are listening to your soul and following the path that feels right for you, it's so easy to get like pulled away. You can't do that. You're not going to be able to make that happen. Really? And you know what I say when people say that? I don't say anything. I just let them say what they want to say, and I continue on with my journey, because that has nothing to do with me. How people perceive you has nothing to do with you. That's them. That's them. Know who you are and stay true to yourself and be very authentic. So you have seen and have been experiencing who you have been letting go of. You're going to be and have been letting go of toxic behaviors, toxic patterns, letting go of toxic people and situations. And you're going to be more and more focused within your soul on your health and so on and so on. And especially pay attention. You know, this week, this season with the eclipse, what you're working on right now and have been working on with this eclipse season, you're going to receive those results coming in May 2025. You know how I've mentioned that I have short-term goals and long-term goals? A couple of my long-term goals I actually started you know, a little while ago, mind you, but it got more circled with one of my bigger goals in June. So you start to see those results coming in, and then you're going to see those bigger results coming in May 2025. So even utilize this week's energy, no matter what it is you want to start anew, set goals, write down what you want to achieve and change, start working towards it every single day. You know, long-term goals, as I keep mentioning, it takes time to happen, to work through things. And you might even find that this week, and even if you actually reflect back to last week, that you might have already started decluttering things. You're going to find that's going to continue. Did you notice that the other day, all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I just really want to clean my house, my environment. If it's my car, if it's my workspace, you know, like just going through things that you don't need. Maybe you're like scrubbing your home, like cleaning it and so on, and giving things away and throwing things out. You know, just all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I just maybe want to clean my mirror or my little junk drawer. And then all of a sudden you find out that you've cleaned, really done a cleaning, out with the old, in with the new. That's what the eclipse does. The eclipse wants you to move into the new. So you might also experience during this eclipse season and have been experienced these ascension symptoms of vertigo, dizziness, nausea. Your digestive system could be off, extreme exhaustion. You might find that, you know, your sleep especially has been off. You know, you might get to sleep and then you wake up during the middle of the night or wake up earlier than expected. And you're like, why am I waking up so early? Like, oh my gosh. That's a part of the season. And as we get into this new moon energy in Libra, you're going to find that even, you know, the 29th of September, the 30th, and the 1st of October, your sleep could be a little off because we're getting closer to that new moon solar eclipse. And that solar eclipse brings in, as I mentioned, endings. And you're going to find that you're going to want more balance because Libra is all about balancing things. You're going to find, I just want to be balanced. I'm tired of this, like this and this and this and that. I want my life to be balanced. So again, write down what is not in balance. You know, the eclipse could have already swept things out, brought things in, and so on and so on and so on. And get outside and if you can that day, go for a walk, go for a hike, because you're really going to want to feel the need to get grounded. You know, new moon is all about like not having surgeries if possible. You know, sometimes, yeah, we have to have surgeries, of course, you know, and the new moon brings in a lot more passings with people and your animals and such like that. So if you're seeing those pre-signs of, oh, you know what, I feel the need to reach out to this person, or maybe go see that person, or maybe my pet has not been well, really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that, because you're going to all of a sudden see, you know, in social media, certain people have passed or animals have passed, of course, and so on and so on. And this is a day too where you're really going to want to stand up for yourself. You're going to want to really say, you know what, I've had enough. That's not okay with what you're doing to me or what you have been doing to me. I've saw the truth. I'm done. Like, are you running from situations? Are you? Or do you want to resolve these situations? Because this week also gives you that opportunity to resolve situations. You know, it's everything's shaking up and has been shaking up with this eclipse. It's like rattle, rattle, earthquakes. You know, it brings destruction with our weather and so on and so on and so on and so on. How we treat Earth, it comes right back to us and so on. It's very, very karmic. The very, very karmic, as I keep on saying. You know what? And October 1st, it's a day of new beginnings. It's a new day. It's a new month and a new start. You can make that happen at any time. Take charge of your life, transcend forward and make things happen. You know, I have to literally take a stand back from certain situations and stuff like that. And I'm very sensitive, and I'm like, I just can't. I have to distance myself with that, and so on and so on. You got to listen to how you're feeling. You know, I actually keep my phone turned off most of the days. Honestly, I do. I check my messages and so on, but I have to have it turned off because I get ping, 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 ping nonstop. I get back to everybody, of course, you know, don't get me wrong, but I also need space for me. That's self-love and self-care. Very important. So during this eclipse season as well, you know, there's more signs, zodiac signs that get favored more. So you're going to find Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio energy right now through this eclipse. Things might be coming to a close for you with karmic situations. I mean, karmic situations is with everybody, of course. And new doors are especially opening up for these signs even more. So really pay attention and let me know what's opening up for you, and like what is really ended. You know, and it's so important. What are you doing to work through it? Because the 27th and 28th of this month here, September, you're really, really going to be like, I want to be grounded. I really, really want to get grounded. I've been really struggling. Oh my gosh. Pause, pause, pause. Write it down. You might not see that solution. Write it down. Write it down. You're going to continue that decluttering on the 29th and 30th. It could be decluttering the mind from negative energy to positive energy. If you wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, it's going to be a horrible day. It will be a horrible day. I'm not going to pass my exam. You won't pass your exam. I'm not going to be able to do this. You won't do that. How you set your mind to, you have to stay in a positive mindset no matter what. We all have our good and bad days. All of us do. I have my days where I'm like, you know what? I just need space for myself, because those memories that are going to be coming up and have been coming up through this season that have been traumatic or sad or devastating, that's going to continue for the rest of this year. The eclipse will trigger you even more. So some days you might just find that you're getting triggered more and you're like, you know what, I need some space. I'm still healing. I'm still healing some past karmic situations, or I'm still healing from certain deaths and such like that. And all of a sudden you might find that I just want to watch some sad movies, or, you know, for me to let go and heal and to cry and all of those things. Go with the flow. You know, just go with the flow as best as possible. And just a reminder too, Gail, my friend Gail, happy birthday, September 28th. I'm not sure if you watched the video or not, but happy birthday, Gail. I've known actually Gail, we're a month apart, a month apart. You know, I'm not young, as you guys know. I'm way old. I'm really old. So I've known Gail for many, many years. So we're only a month apart in age. So, you know, that there's people that we know that we still hold in our heart, but we might not see them. We, you know, like every day, or talk to them every day. But I can tell you what, you know, there's people that I hold very deeply in my heart. And you know who you are. You really do know who you are. I have a very hectic lifestyle, very hectic life. So it's not easy for me to, you know, make a lot of time and such like that. So, right, you just know that you're in my heart. So this is the time to really, really take advantage of this energy, because this eclipse has been and will continue to really shake things up. You have seen the deceit. You have seen what's restricting you. You have seen what, oh, you're not going to do that. No, that is not okay. Look back for some of those who are old, like Jeni is, back onto, if you can remember, that is September 20, 2006. If you can remember, Was there something major going on around that time, like a major ending or a new beginning? Like, was there a death? Was there a birth? Was there like a new relationship? Maybe got married, maybe you divorced, like, or had a baby, or major things like that. Major, maybe had a huge career change, because you might see during this season, similarities coming up from that time. So, it's like, what, back then I started a new career, let's say. Now I'm actually gravitating towards a different area. And you will see that things are coming together in synchronicity. Like there's something new that, like I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I just recently connected with somebody not too long ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. Why I've connected with this person, without going into details, it makes perfect sense, because that door will definitely open for me. It's something I've been very passionate about for a long time. However, I'm not going to open that door until the spring 2025 or May 2025, with that situation. Probably a little bit before that, because there's certain things that we're working on right now and have been working on. So things do come together at the right timing with situations, with whatever it is you're working on. However, you're getting shown certain things. So that's why it's important that when certain people or jobs or things, whatever it is coming to an ending, to let it go with ease and trust the process. If you are holding on to certain things that are not good for you or not in alignment for you, things are going to get more harder and challenging and difficult. So it can get really hard to release and let go. Like here, the autumn time, it's a time of change. Maybe it's the springtime for you wherever you're at. The spring brings in fresh new flowers, like things, old leaves die, new leaves come in. Here I love the autumn. It's my favorite time of the year. Pumpkin spice time. I'm a pumpkin spice girl. Yes, I am. Pumpkin spiced cupcakes. Oh my God. Once a year I have those. So, well, mind you, once a year it only is. But, it's just to monitor everything. So try not to run from things, you guys, as best as possible. Deal with things head on. Have that talk. Have that talk with that person. It's really important, no matter if you're going to end your relationship with that person, or maybe you're like, what, things have been really rough. Things have I'm not sure what's going on. Speak from your heart, your truth. Oh, but if I say that, Jeni, my person, they're going to end my relationship or they're not going to reach out. Is that really your person then? Your person will be able to talk to you about anything. Anything. If your person is like, I don't want to hear that crap, why are you with them? Because what you're holding on to and suppressing your emotions with, it creates blockages within. Things aren't going to come into alignment. And then out of the blue, that inside voice is going to come out. You're going to be like, da 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 da. I should have ended this, or I can't do this anymore, or whatever it is, right? So really pay attention, because, for certain endings, sometimes we need healing from that. Of course, if it's relationships, I always recommend do not jump into a new relationship right after, because if you have not healed from your relationship, you bring in unhealed baggage and emotions into a new connection, and it's not going to work, because then the minute your new person says something, it could instantly trigger you, and you're going to be like, I don't need that anymore, because you haven't healed. Your new person is not your old person unless you're following certain patterns. Very important to heal, reflect back on that relationship. What did I learn from it? I need time to heal and let go. And then things will come together at the right timing. It really will. So these planets affect our body as well every day, and your animals. So you're going to find 27th and 28th, your blood pressure could be a little higher, more emotions coming in. You might find that the 29th and 30th, your digestive and your pancreas area might be a little off, a little bit more sensitive. It's really important to drink a lot of water. I'm always talking about that, especially as we're ascending forward and that, you were born into water in your mother's womb, for goodness sakes, and your body holds water. So very important. So now I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the collective to see what the universe has in store for you. Not everyone will connect with these cards or resonate with it. However, if you do, let me know, of course. Let me know what's going on with you guys. I really enjoy chatting with you. I'm a chatter. So anyways, I'm going to pull a couple of cards, make sure you guys clear them. And the card deck I'm going to use is the Priestess of Light by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. Here is the deck right there for you. Let's see what the cards have to say. Now, I've already cleared these decks, as I mentioned. What message does the universe has to say for the collective from the 27th, October 4th? The collective message. Collective message. Collective message. Money. Collective message. In spirit world. Right away. Okay, let's see what this says. Setting boundaries. Now, how many times have I said that? Setting boundaries, threshold, protection, and honor. You have to set boundaries to take time for you. That's self-care and self-love. You know how I said that I have to turn my phone off? Because my phone nonstop goes on all day long. Ding, 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 ding with messages and so on. Could you handle that? Hearing that nonstop when you're trying to work, when you're on a call, when you're trying to work on whatever it is. Can you handle that? No. So what would you do? Set boundaries, right? Turn your phone off. You can get back to people. If you're feeling burnt out and tired, needing space, if you continue to have people distract you or just certain situations, you're going to burn out. You're not going to see clarity. You're going to get anxious. You're going to get like off balance. Self-care is crucial. Self-love, setting boundaries is crucial. Crucial. Take time for you. Take time for you. I turn my phones off before I go to bed at night completely. Done. If somebody passes on during the night, what can I do about it? Bottom line, and you get so many scammer calls, right? Those scammer calls. I never answer my phone ever, unless I see the number and I'm like, I know who that is. If it's something of importance, there's a number coming up and I don't recognize it, I will allow it to go into voicemail, of course, and I will check it. However, there's so many scam callers out there that be careful. Be careful. So let us pull a card, shall we? All right. So make sure you guys set your crystals outside too by this new moon to get energy back into it, to raise the vibrational frequency during that new moon. Put it outside or put it on your window ledge, let the moon come in on it. Now, this deck here is Messages from the Spirits of Nature with Stephen Farmer. There you go. I do like Stephen Farmer. So let us see what he has to say, what the cards has to say. The 27th of September to the 4th of October. What is the message? Shake, rattle, and roll. Oh, I heard that. Well, this week is the shake-up week even more. You'll see, as I call it. All right. What is the message from the 27th of September to, yes, what a fitting card. Now, the card that fell down is the snake, which is shedding. Snakes represent healing. Snakes represent shedding the old life into rebirth. I keep on saying shakes. Well, this is a shaky week, as I call it, a very shaky week. Shake, rattle, and roll. Maybe I'll just name the video Shake, Rattle, and Roll. I just get musicians, but if they're pretty hot. But anyways, enough of that. So it's kind of cool because the snake here, by the way, it has these red and golden colors and or yellow and that kind of like the autumn season. Look at that. Look at that. You know, snakes, shaky snakes. Yeah, don't go by the snakes. The snakes, you know, transformation, rebirth, also deception, of course, too. You know, really pay attention to your environment. Let's say if some of you are going hiking in hot locations, desert areas, be extra careful, please. You know, like don't go with, you know, wear the hiking boots, especially whenever you know that there's, you know, like Arizona and just different desert areas, because scorpions and I've seen scorpions before when I was in Arizona. So, you know, and especially our animal kingdom are and have been striking out towards humans. I've talked about this for years, even more and more and more and more and more. They've had enough. They've had enough abuse, you know, with what we're doing to the planet and what we're doing to each other and what we're doing to the animals. Don't even get me started. But seriously, for every reaction, there's an action. For every action, there's a reaction, by the way. So let's talk to the karmic cards here, shall we? You know, I do a lot of past life readings as well. Past life brings you to understand why things are happening. You know, who these people are around you with different relationships, romantically, family, friends, so on, and how you clear these karmic connections as well. By the way, there's steps to go through that. So I give you those steps. Now, the deck here is Past Life Oracle with Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss. So let's see what the cards has to say to us. What is the cosmic message from the universe the 27th of September to the 4th of October? Yes. Very suiting. Lessons and blessing. Whenever there's lessons, they're usually very painful, right? Lesson learned. As I mentioned, this is a very karmic time with the eclipse. The eclipse season is very karmic. So it's really important to pay attention to karmic relationships, especially. This is a very oriented relationship time, especially with fate and destiny, karmic endings, and new beginnings with fated connections this week, and especially this eclipse season, especially this week coming. You might find people from your past coming back. Doesn't mean you have to accept them back into your life. No, you might say, sorry, nope. Or you might be like, wow, it's awesome to hear from you. Listen to your soul. Listen to the direction you want to go. Really, you know, if you've got some history with that person, especially, make sure you reflect back on that time with them, because that could go really bad if you get involved with that person again. However, we all have our own journey. We all have karmic situations to clear and resolve. And sometimes we have to get back involved in a karmic connection in order to say, you know what, I'm finally done now. I've had enough. All of that. You know, and if there's really good dharma, then that could be your person where you're like, wow, things really came together at divine timing. Really tune in and pay attention. Really pay attention. We get tested all the time from the universe. So there's certain things that I'd be like, wow, I'd really like to jump that. or jump into that, or you know what I mean? Like believe me, I could go on and on if you only knew. But I'm like, no, I'm not, because I can already see the direction that that would go and what will happen because I'm clairvoyant. So, and I'm like, I'm not going to go through that because I can already see where the heartbreak would come in. I can already see why it wouldn't work. I can already, like all of those things. That's just myself personally. So I just don't jump in. No, ever. No, I observe and take my time. That's just myself. You go on what feels right for you. You can always book a reading with me and I can give you my insights into that person and where I see things going, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the bottom line is you have to make your own decision of what feels right for you. Of do I feel okay with that? And that's perfectly okay. You can't judge anybody for whatever journey they went on or what path they went on. That's their journey themselves. It has nothing to do with you. Unless you're on that journey with them, that's different, right? So, all right. Let's see what the crystals have. How many of you like crystals? Like today I have my opposite. I got this actually on the Big Island at the Volcano Center. Went to saw the volcanoes at the Big Island. I have my aqua aura on, and I have my always mallow beads on. I have a couple of different mallow beads on and so on. I always wear them, you know, rings and so on. So gravitate towards what crystals you connect with. You know, you might not understand, why am I drawn to this? Just really pay attention to what you are drawn to, because that's your soul pulling you toward a ruby. I just heard a ruby. Some of you might all of a sudden be drawn to a ruby for some reason. I just heard that. But gravitate towards what crystals that you connect with. And if you're uncertain with what the definition is, Google it, or ask somebody at the store. If you buy it from the store, what does this mean? What's the properties and data in it, right? So, alrighty then. The message from the crystals. Rondite, probably pronounce it. Oh, wait, here's the deck. Sorry, almost forgot. Daily crystals, Heather Oskinis. I have different decks, but I felt drawn to this one specifically. I go by what decks I'm getting pulled towards for each video I do. I don't use cards when I do readings because I'm clairvoyant. This crystal today is rondite, as I mentioned. It's a way to forgive. How many of you have forgiven yourself, for goodness sakes? You know, to forgive others for what they've done to you is really important so you can move on. You're not saying, you know what you did to me, that's not okay. I'm not saying that what you did to me was okay, because it was not. It was not. That's why I'm moving on. I'm closing that karmic door. I don't want to get involved with this anymore or be a part of this or be a part of you. However, I'm releasing you and forgiving you and wish you best on your journey so I can move on. I can move on. Not, you know, whatever you do with your life has nothing to do with me. My time with you is over. My time with you is done. But you have to forgive that person within. You don't have to reach out to them and say it unless you want. That's up to you. I don't. Because when I'm done with somebody, I'm done. So that's it. That's just me. that's just myself, right? So now, how many of you guys seriously have subscribed to my channel? Please like my video. It helps my video grow. It's taken forever and a day to grow this channel. So I might make some changes and such like that, but I'm not going to start doing a lot more videos until it grows a lot more, because it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of time to put these together and everything like that. So we'll just see where it leads. And for those of you who have tuned in and watched me live on the clairvoyant reading, which was on the 27th or on the 27th of September. My team hasn't posted much about that actually this time around for some reason. But we'll just see where next month will take as to when clairvoyant psychic readings will come on again. Okay, so subscribe to my channel, you guys. Please like my channel. And let me know what's going on with you. If you want to book a reading by me, soulworkwithjeni.com. And join me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. I'll follow you back. I'm all over social media, for goodness sakes. Namaste. I will talk to you all later now.